Hello friends, I am Vishal Singh for EduBridge IAS. Today we are going to start a new lecture series on art and culture. Art and culture is very important from the point of view of the UPSC Civil Services Examination. जब से UPSC ने 2011 में CSAT पेपर इंट्रोड्यूस किया है, on an average it has been asking 6 or 7 questions from this portion of the syllabus every year. And usually this section of the syllabus is neglected by most of the students. इसका रीज़न ये है कि कोचिंग सेंटर्स में स्टूडेंट्स को एक बहुत लंबी चौड़ी लिस्ट पकड़ाई जाती है जिसमें कई सारी वेबसाइट्स, टेक्स्ट बुक्स और रेफरेंस मटेरियल का नाम लिखा होता है. इस तरह के स्कैटर्ड मटेरियल को देख करके आधे स्टूडेंट्स डर जाते हैं और आर्ट एंड कल्चर की प्रिपरेशन ठीक से नहीं करते हैं. कुछ कंसोलिडेटेड मटेरियल है मार्केट में, लेकिन ये 500-600 पेजेस की बुक्स हैं जिनको पढ़ने के बाद भी आउट ऑफ द 6-7 क्वेश्चंस दैट आर आस्क्ड, students are not able to answer more than 2 or 3 questions. So the objective of this lecture series would be to give you consolidated study material in one place and carry out an in-depth analysis of every aspect of the art and culture syllabus. So before we delve into what we require to study for the examination, let us quickly talk about what art and culture means to you. जब मैं बोलता हूँ आर्ट तो आपके दिमाग में क्या आता है? Does your mind conjure up images of a painter in his studio studying his subject and the interaction of light and shadow with it? Or a musician performing in front of a live audience waiting for their applause? Or do you think about a poet sitting in the forest, staring up at the sky, admiring the stars and the trees in order to draw inspiration for his next work? Or do you imagine a craftsman staring at a block of granite, visualizing his space and thinking about how to transform it into his next masterpiece? तो ये सारी की सारी चीज़ें आर्ट का ही पार्ट हैं. Now to give you a very simple definition of art, it is the manifestation of human expression and aesthetics. When I say aesthetics, I mean that which is pleasing to the senses. Now this sensory pleasure can be visual, tactile, auditory, olfactory और even intangible. यानी कोई ऐसी चीज़ जिसको आप देख या छू तो नहीं सकते लेकिन महसूस ज़रूर कर सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ़ अ मास्टर शेफ prepares a dish for you, the very smell of which transports you back to your childhood, that could very well be part of the culinary arts. यहाँ पे इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ ध्यान में रखने के लिए ये है that it is human expression and aesthetics and its manifestation. That means whenever a human being uses his creative ability in order to create something which is pleasing to the senses, that can be considered as art. आर्ट के कई सारे फॉर्म्स हो सकते हैं. यहाँ पे कुछ मेंशन्ड हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल आर्किटेक्चर, स्कल्पचर, पेंटिंग, म्यूजिक, डांस, थिएटर, पपेट्री, मार्शल आर्ट्स एट्सेट्रा. नाउ लेट अस टॉक अबाउट कल्चर, जिसको हिंदी में बोलते हैं संस्कृति. व्हाट इज़ कल्चर? कल्चर एक सोसाइटी के आइडेंटिटी कार्ड की तरह होता है. अच्छा, व्हाट कंप्राइजेज ऑफ कल्चर? इट इज़ अ कलेक्शन ऑफ हैबिट्स, ट्रेडिशंस, वैल्यूज़, इंस्टीट्यूशंस, रिलीजन, फिलॉसफी, language and dialect associated with the society including its diversity. अच्छा, यहाँ पे important चीज़ याद रखने वाली ये है that the entity we are talking about over here is the society and not an individual. So all of these things which are associated with the society give its identity, and that is why culture is considered to be a repository of the society's identity. हमने बताया आपको कि ये सोसाइटी के आइडेंटिटी कार्ड की तरह होता है. इट इज़ ऑल्सो अ लिविंग रिकॉर्ड ऑफ द हिस्ट्री एंड एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ द सोसाइटी. नाउ कंसिडर द इंडियन कल्चर फॉर एग्जाम्पल. द प्रेजेंट कल्चर इज़ द रिजल्ट ऑफ असिमिलेशन ऑफ द इंडिजिनस कल्चर विद अ नंबर ऑफ फॉरेन कल्चर्स. आप लोगों ने दूरदर्शन में एक गाना सुना होगा, मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा तो सुर बने हमारा. तो इसी तरह से कई सारी कल्चरल स्ट्रीम्स इंडिया के इंडिजिनस कल्चर के साथ जब मिली तो हमारा प्रेजेंट कल्चर बन के आता है. नाउ इट इज़ आवर कल्चर विच डिस्टिंग्विशेस अस फ्रॉम अदर्स. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ कि इस कल्चर की वजह से ही भारत की एक अपनी यूनिक पहचान है। कंपेयर द इंडियन कल्चर विद द अमेरिकन कल्चर, तो ये बहुत डिफरेंट होते हैं। अमेरिका में लोग क्या खाना पसंद करते हैं? पिज़्ज़ाज एंड बर्गर्स। वी प्रेफर सांबर, इडली, तंदूरी चिकन और कढ़ाई पनीर, थिंग्स लाइक दैट, लोकल क्विजीन। वहाँ पे लोग पेप्सी और कोला पीते हैं। वी लाइक टू ड्रिंक गन्ने का जूस। वहाँ पे लोग पास टाइम करने के लिए गोल्फ खेलते हैं। इंडिया में पास टाइम को पास टाइम नहीं, टाइम पास बोला जाता है और उसके अलग अलग कॉनोटेशंस होते हैं। तो दैट इज़ हाउ आवर कल्चर डिफ्रेंशिएट्स अस फ्रॉम द अदर्स। अच्छा, हाउ डज समथिंग बिकम पार्ट ऑफ द कल्चर? व्हेन इट इज़ एक्सेप्टेड, रिपीटेड एंड रीइंफोर्स्ड बाय द सोसाइटी। यानी कि अगर सोसाइटी का सैंक्शन किसी ट्रेडिशन, वैल्यू या प्रैक्टिस पे है, तभी वो कल्चर का हिस्सा बन सकती है। एक बात ध्यान रखने वाली और भी है कि कल्चर स्टैग्नेंट नहीं होता है, इट कीप्स इवॉल्विंग ओवर टाइम। वॉट इज़ द इम्पिटस फॉर दिस चेंज? एजुकेशन, क्रॉस कल्चरल कॉन्टैक्ट, सोशल रिफॉर्म मूवमेंट्स एंड प्रोग्रेसिव लेजिस्लेशन। एजुकेशन के थ्रू सोसाइटी अपने वैल्यूज़, बिलीफ सिस्टम्स को चेंज कर सकता है, एंड मेनी ऑफ द प्रैक्टिसेस which are given the sanction of the society may lose it. At the same time, some other practices which were not practiced by the society at an earlier date can now become part of the cultural heritage. Cross-cultural contact, once again, फॉरेन कल्चर्स से जब इंडिजिनस कल्चर इंटरेक्ट करता है तो एक प्रोसेस ऑफ असिमिलेशन होता है। उनकी कुछ अच्छी चीज़ें इंडिजिनस कल्चर अब्जॉर्ब करता है एंड द अदर कल्चर also does the same. So it is a reciprocative process. Social reform movements. Now social reform movements were instrumental in mitigating the effects of a number of social evils circulating in the Indian society during the 19th century. The process of social reform has been a non-stop exercise. In the present date, the Indian society is grappling against evils such as superstitious beliefs and practices, begar, and child labor. In this field, groundbreaking work is being done by a number of social reformers, including Swami Agnivesh and Kailash Satyarthi, among others. अब आगे देखते हैं. At times, the society resists change, especially if it threatens to challenge a deeply ingrained belief, practice, or institution, even if this belief, practice, or institution is undesirable and harmful. So why is this? This inertia against change is because the society considers these beliefs, institutions, and practices to be an essential part of its cultural identity. To overcome this, it becomes incumbent upon the state to intervene. In this context, progressive laws, policies, and judicial verdicts with regards to triple talaq, khap panchayats, female infanticide and feticide, and female literacy have been quite effective in transforming social attitudes in the recent times. Thus, the state can also play a major role in shaping culture. In this way, change comes to the culture of any society. Now, why is it important for civil servants to understand culture? The basic role of civil servants is to act as agents of progressive change. They have to transform the political vision into reality at the ground level. For this, they have to both design as well as implement policies. A civil servant who does not appreciate the cultural milieu may design and implement policies in such a manner that it offends the cultural sensibilities of the society, leading to poor policy transmission as well as social unrest and disharmony. अब ये तो हमारा डिस्कशन हो गया आर्ट और कल्चर के ऊपर. लेट अस क्विकली लुक एट द सिलेबस. द फर्स्ट यूनिट इज प्री हिस्टोरिक आर्ट. ओवर हियर वी हैव टू कवर द रॉक पेंटिंग्स of the Stone Ages. Then we have to look at the art and culture of the Harappan civilization, including its sculpture, pottery, the tradition of making seals, its script, religion, etc., along with Harappan town planning. Then we have to look at the architecture and sculpture of India beginning from the Mauryan period up to the modern age. This would include the period of the Mauryas, the Indo-Greeks, Guptas, the Cholas, Pandyas, Pallavas, Vijayanagar Empire, the various schools of temple architecture, as well as the Indo-Islamic art from the period of Delhi Sultanate onwards, the architectural traditions of the Mughals, and the modern architecture and sculpture after the advent of the British in India. Then we have to read about Indian painting beginning from the Mauryan period up to the present age. This would include Mauryan paintings, paintings of the Gupta period, the mural traditions and miniature art of the eastern and western part of India, the Sultanate period art or painting, the Mughal period paintings, specifically their miniature paintings, the various regional schools of art, that is the Rajput paintings of the Rajasthan and Pahadi styles, and finally we have to look at the neoclassical, the bazaar and modern art. In music, we have to look at both the classical as well as the folk traditions of music. Classical traditions would include Hindustani music and Carnatic music, and we also have to cover a number of local folk traditions. When we study about dance, we are going to look at the 8 classical dance forms along with a number of folk dances. India also has a number of folk traditions of drama. In literature, we have to cover both the religious as well as secular literature right from the ancient period, the Vedas, up to the medieval period. In religion and philosophy, we can divide our subject matter into 2 periods, the ancient and medieval. In the ancient tradition, we have to look at the 6 orthodox schools of Indian philosophy along with some heterodox schools such as Buddhism, Jainism, the Charvak philosophy and the Ajivika philosophy. In the medieval period, we have to concentrate on medieval bhakti and the Sufi movement. Right, so these are the things we have to cover in the syllabus. We are going to tackle each of these units one by one. Thank you for your time and patience. This is Vishal Singh signing off for EduBridge IAS. We are going to see you very soon with our next video, which will be on the first unit, that is prehistoric art.